All right, guys, I'm just playing with this thing again. Excuse my southern engineered duct work there. So 94 Chevy van that I've had for like 10 years. Took it all over creation. Got that just run into the deal there. I'm gonna have a seat up here. Keep an eye on these things. Wildly inaccurate. This little outdoor sensor is showing 26. My watch is showing 19. This internal unit's showing 34. So who knows? Probably closer on the little outdoor unit. Gonna go ahead and use the Blue Eddy again. Push the correct button this time and see if it starts. Oh, I forgot to turn the DC on. Okay. It's weird about these little dudes. I don't know how their power supplies are, but like you got to turn on the section. Like if you wanted 120 out, you had to turn this on. So anyway, now it's working. And it's going to kick on and start heating up. I'm going to close the doors and get ready to get myself situated in there. Let it fire up. Same thing that happened the other day. I don't expect any surprises, so we'll see. Pretty dang cold out here. It may take a little longer to fire up. Show it's 100 amps. Shoot, I keep saying that. 100 watts. And the ignition electrode just kicked on. So this thing is showing 10 amps, 12 volt DC output, 10 amps. And I know it's pulling more than 10. So I can hear the little air pulling a little bit. The intake. Still doing 100 and plus watts. Fuel pump starting up. You can hear it there. It's almost like it primes because it runs kind of slow. Okay, I'm starting to hear a little roar. Getting a little bit of smoke or condensation. I can smell a little diesel, so it's getting a little smoke. This unit has been inside my garage all night, which it's about 56 degrees in there right now, so it didn't get super cold. The Blue Eddy's been inside the garage, the same area, so it didn't get down to 20 degrees. Give a listen to the pump now. It's running a little faster. Okay, that's getting warm. It's 11:13, been about 5 minutes. Oops, I took my valve out of my little REI air mattress. There she goes. I've sure enjoyed this thing. It's a good setup for in here. It's a little bit small in here for it, but I thought I could build a frame and have this folded up and have it sitting in there. I don't know if I could clearance it for the legs or not. It'd be kind of neat to have all that underneath there open. That's pretty warm coming out of there. I'm gonna go get my little heat gun. So I'm about 20 minutes in. Looks like indoor temperatures come up a couple of degrees, and the little sensor there's come up 1, I think. Man, it feels a lot warmer in here though. I tell you, if I put that little sensor up like in that net or something, I think it'd make a huge difference, because it's just right here on the floor. It's still showing 42 on the carpet. Midway up the van, 64. And on the ceiling of it, in the middle, 71. Same back there. Where this little duct is coming out and hitting this the ceiling on it is 88. So it's dumping some heat on the ceiling. Duct outside temperature is 125 right there at the 129 out there at the end. It's buzzing right along. It's not blowing real hard until you get, I mean, well, it is, but you can't really, if I'd have put that little diffuser on it, it probably would have scooted around a little better. 70 degrees there on the carpet on the wall there. And we'll hit that metal on the door. It's showing 80, but it's in the sun, so that's probably what happened there. Here, if you hit the metal on the side door, it's showing 62. I can't really see any metal on this side that's out of the sun. Let me hit the plastic over there on the window. 69. Yeah, it's gonna run me out of here pretty quick, I think, from the feel. I know the temperature's really not showing, reflecting that, but excuse me. I'm gonna take that little sensor there and put it up on top of my air compressor out of the sun. That ought to give it a good air reading without getting, it's not in the sun, so that shouldn't affect it really. Give it another 20 minutes or so and see what happens. I'm about ready to shed my coat though. It's really warm. Let me go look outside right quick at the status. Kind of hate to leave my air out. Yeah, it's still chilly out here. I got plenty of battery. It's running 50 watts. So I've got it set at 5,000 watts on the output. Of course, the air, what does that say? It's a bad light. Air blower and heater core are on, of course, or putting feedback out. It's putting a lot of heat out there. That feels hot too. I mean, hot. 130, 140 degrees, probably like it is inside. Let me grab my little temperature thing. It's hard to get a good reading on some of this stuff because it's shiny. I need to scuff it up. That's showing 142, 140, 143, 150 up there, 155. See if I can get a reading 158 on this piece of cotton here. So about 160. Yeah, I'm not getting a reading on this. It's showing like 60 degrees or something. It's just bouncing it back. I know that sucker's several hundred degrees. Maybe if I can hit inside there where it's set it up a little bit. 145 is the highest I saw. 155 just then. So yeah, I need to put some kind of black material on that so I can get a reading on it. Little enclosure's just ambient. It's 49, 34. Maybe it's running 10 degrees warmer than ambient, because this should be about 45 in the sun, 24 in the shade. Got some good sun today. Excuse me again. This old cough's staying with me. All right, so I'm gonna kick back and set about another 20 minutes and see where we're at here. Haven't done any climb on my little outdoor. 40 on up to 40 on my indoor. Curious to see if that will climb on up there where it's set, and it should pretty quick. Where it's setting is like 66 degrees according to a little temperature, 60 on that side. Casing of it shows it's 58, 53, and it's reporting 27. So it'll take a minute to warm up. All right, we'll look at it again here in a minute. All right, guys, I've had her running about an hour. It's actually 12:11. I took the batteries out of my clock because it was after my thermometer thing, because it's acting wonky as heck. Showing a outdoor temperature of 27 still. It's only climbed to 51 inside on the indoor. But if I take a shot at that black surface there on that coat that's behind it, it's 88. Here it's 88. Ceiling's 88. Back door is 90. Your back area is 94. 75 here. 75 there. Now this is where the heater's hitting up there. 103. It's warm in here. I mean, really warm. I'm gonna have to get some different thermometers, something to do some more checking, because this is not working at all. It's not really what these things are designed for. I think they're just kind of designed to take a guess at stuff. Seem to work okay. And I usually keep this in the garage there where I work on the eBay stuff, and I keep this one in the RV. So I'm gonna have to get a couple extra thermometers and see what's going on. Anyhow, it's running, ginning right along, not making a lot of racket. It's still cold as heck out here. Got plenty of juice on the unit, 2 hours left. Kicking at 5,000 watts. What I think I'll do is turn it down to 1400. That dude's pretty hot. You wouldn't want to leave your hand on it for very long. Turn it down to 1400 and come back in here about 115 and see what it is then. Leave everything closed up. I think it's gonna keep it as warm as it is now. So that's showing 73 degrees there. 67 right there. That's in a little bit of sunshine. That's a little higher up. That's bizarre. 81 degrees there. How much on that rocker shock? 85. So I think it feels like about 80 in there. We're gonna go inside and let this dude run a while. I trust it now. I've sat around and watched it for a couple hours and it had never given any hinky moves. Check back in a minute. Well, I think this is a pretty good success, proof of concept thing here. I let it run another hour at the lowest setting, and I can tell it's not as warm in here as it shouldn't be. Still showing 85 up there on the top, where it was showing a little higher than that when it was on the higher setting. 75 degrees there. My little cheesy thermometer here shows 69 degrees. I think I hit that a while ago, 72. So it's comfortable in here at low speed or low setting. And it's still pretty dang chilly outside. That's showing 23 degrees on my watch of the area, so it's probably about right. Showing it'll have 39% battery left to run it for 6 more hours at this speed. Something I didn't notice before that's very pretty interesting to me. When it's running on low like that, and you don't have all the noise of the unit, you can hear that fuel pump pretty good. The exhaust is not near as hot running on that higher or that lower RPM, and neither is the vent, of course. Let's see what they're running. At least I get a good measure of the vent. 112. 112 degrees. Still can't get any measurements on this to speak of. Let me see if I can hit that junk in the end of there. It's showing high of 81 is all I saw. Okay, well, I'm kicking it back up to 5,000. Kind of getting in the habit of that to keep it burned off, I think. It should probably burn hot or burn better at 5,000, so kick it up to that and let it sit there for a few minutes, and then I'll kick it off. So yeah, all in all, pretty interesting. I might do a little bit more improvement on that vent hub there. I need to get me some hose. My next thing I want to do is this little dude right here. This goes into where the refrigerator vent was. So I think that'll be a pretty good place to dump that. Throw my engine cover on there, get a base reading, and then it'll come in right through there. And it's good and open back here. Of course, it's going to choke it off in the hall. So yeah, this is the next project. And she's kicked up good now. I hear it a ginning and a spinning. See if it's up to 50 again. Yeah, pretty much is. Boy, it's sure a difference in the exhaust. And the heat's a little hotter, maybe. About the same. It takes a little while for that to kick in, I'm sure. I think the efficiency, I don't know for sure what that means what parameters he used for that, but it's showing 80%. I can really feel that little pump going. Can't hear it, but I can even feel it in this little table here. So when I do my install, I'll probably get one of these little, just the burner, because of course this much of it's tank, and then the burner's right in here, and then the exhaust is coming out, and this is all open here. Pretty neat little setup. I'll have to tear it down and check it out. Thanks for dropping back by and checking on me. There's kind of where we'll leave it. I'll let this dude shut off and go and put it all up. The cool thing about that, once it does the cool off, runs down and shuts off, it's pretty well room temperature, especially as cold as it is out here. I think my next trick, other than playing with the GMC a little bit, is to put it over here. I think I can use this for a template and cut me a piece of plywood, except I'll probably just put one hole in it for the exhaust and set the unit in here. Use this, use a piece of plywood here to sit on this window ledge. Run a couple of screws in there to stabilize it, and then run a couple of chains, or I've got some real good cable, real thin cable, from this corner to up there about where that window is, and support the end of the piece of plywood here. Then I can set that unit right there. There's plenty of room here for it to have intake and outtake. I hate saying exhaust because that sounds like combustion exhaust, but the cool air and the heated air will be good here. And then I think I can get this corner. It's funny that bubble wrap kind of makes a little curtain there, whether I want it to or not. But I think I can get this corner heated up pretty good where I can work in here fairly quick. Should be able to even get to the point that I have it kick on a 30 minutes or an hour before I come out to work in the morning, and it should have it heated up. So that shouldn't look too bad from the outside. It'll just be a little piece of plywood there, and then I'll probably I will have to hang the muffler outside and a little bit of the exhaust, but that'll work. Thank you for stopping by. I'm feeling quite a bit better today, even though I had very little sleep last night. This has been kind of hard to kick. Go check on this bad boy, and as soon as it's ready to go, I'll get it all bundled up and stuck back in the garage. It's kind of fun to mess with this stuff. Looking forward to how that'll do on the RV. I think it'll heat it up pretty good. It's actually got quite a bit of insulation in it. They put blown foam in there from the factory, even though the interior is kind of gutted more or less. Right now all the original insulative stuff's pretty well still in there. So anyway, appreciate you stopping by, and thanks again. Appreciate you checking on me. Talk to you soon. Take her easy.